What are some things you can do to reduce churn on the business side of the operation? That's what we'll be talking about on this episode of the Store Connect podcast. My name is Andy Johns, your host with Pioneer, and I'm joined on this episode by Shannon Stafslien, who is the marketing manager at RTC Networks. Thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, absolutely, Andy. Anytime.
We are here at the, like some of the other episodes, we're at the epicenter of rural broadband this week here in Las Vegas at the Calix Connections 2024 conference. Has it been a good conference for you so far?
Yeah, great. A lot of great content, a lot of great presenters.
Perfect. One of those great presenters, perfect segue, one of those great presenters will be you coming up this afternoon.
It is.
Talking about fighting churn, increasing ROI, and keeping folks, retaining them. But one of the interesting things we were talking about before we push the record button is a lot of the words like ROI or the acronyms, the phrases, ARPU, all that.
Yes.
Those are things that you said you generally try to avoid phrases like that when you're talking about it.
We do. We want our employees. They are our best marketing tools, honestly.
True.
They're around the customers. They're talking to them on the phone. They're in their businesses. They're in their homes. And we want them to sell our products and upsell and talk to our customers about what we offer. But we don't want them to feel like they're salespeople. This is just part of their job.
Right. And so getting some of that lingo out of there kind of helps them be just normal humans.
Absolutely.
Good approach. All right. So the big area that you're going to focus on in your panel later today is about retention on the business side.
Correct.
So let's get into that a little bit. I guess to start off with, this is not something necessarily that y'all were seeing a ton of churn, but y'all are being proactive, taking some steps, right?
Yeah, correct. We've had a few businesses in our service area be approached by cellular providers offering phone systems and internet. And really where we were missing is that they didn't understand what we could offer to them. So we were kind of missing that communication with them.
Sure. And that's eye-opening. I guess you were saying earlier that when somebody does leave, you guys are making sure to take some steps to ask them a little bit, even if their answers are a little Midwest nice when they are leaving.
Yeah. Exactly. So we asked them on the phone. And actually, I didn't mention this earlier, but this summer we did start doing a email survey.
Oh, great.
We simplified it to just like 8 to 10 questions, depending on what they're willing to offer.
Sure.
And they tend to be a lot more honest when they're not talking to us in person.
Okay.
In person, they're very kind, and it's a little difficult to pull any actual relevant information from them.
Right. And then some of the things that you guys are doing, let's talk through the steps. So a lot of it comes back to simplicity and simplifying things, right?
Yes. Yep. We want our customers, both residential and business, to understand when they're purchasing from us, this is the price, this is what you pay. We want it to be simple. We don't want to look like we're trying to pull something over on them or nickel and dime them.
And then the other piece that you talked about, just making sure they're aware of things like an app and some of the other services that you guys are offering, just that awareness, even if it's folks that are already working with you.
Absolutely. It's really hard to get people to read things. So
turns out.
So we do spend a lot of time focusing on the value and showing them what value they get out of that app that comes with their internet and how they can use that.
And that's been a big topic at this conference. There's been a lot of talk about the value adds. Some of the examples on the very first day talking about those wireless companies that come in, who we won't name, but that it's almost a race to the bottom where it's you get this free and that free and then this gift card and all that kind of stuff. What are y'all seeing in terms of that competition? You said that it's kind of both on the residential and the business side. It sounds like it's increasing for y'all. They're a more legit competitor than they used to be.
Absolutely. That is a change in the market. And you're right. It is a race to the bottom. These cellular companies are just adding the service onto their cell phone. You get a discount if you have their cell service, and they're providing it through our fiber even, right? So they're using our network
as the backbone.
Yes, absolutely. So it's an interesting twist, I guess, but we're definitely trying to be proactive. We don't want to be reactive. We want to make sure that our customers know what we offer and that we provide the best experience.
That makes sense. Part of that is, I believe you guys call it the My RTC Net Pro app. Did I get the name right?
Yes, correct.
All right. So tell me a little bit about the app on the pro side.
Absolutely. So that is with our business offering. So for this year, actually in January, we decided to go forward with Calix's SmartBiz program, and we rolled that right into our internet price for our businesses.
Okay, so it's built in. It's not an add-on.
Correct. Yes, for the businesses that it fits. So if they have extensive firewalls or if it's a bank, they're not a good fit for SmartBiz.
Fair.
This
Yeah.
is more for your smaller businesses. Actually, the businesses who already look at us like we're their IT support. When
Okay.
they have troubles with their internet, they call us. They don't even try to figure it out, right?
Okay.
So this is a fit for those businesses, and it provides value to that internet service that they get from us, and we're hoping that that will help provide them a better experience, and they won't even consider taking that better offer to save that $20.
Sure. And maybe I shouldn't say this too loud since we're here at the conference, but that's not an app I am super familiar with yet, the business side. What kind of things are they able to do, or what kind of features and experience does that app help the small business owners? I imagine you're talking about, I'll let you say it. What kind of small businesses are using it, and then what kind of things does that app allow them to do?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you asked. I'm very excited about these features. So honestly, the feature I thought that they were going to like the most is there is a business customer portal where when you go into a business and you want to hook up to their Wi-Fi, there's a landing page there. You put your email in and then you have you're on their Wi-Fi network.
But then they have your information.
Exactly. So I thought they would be really excited about that. But what we're finding is they actually appreciate the security side of it more so, the block threats and that sort of thing. And then also what this software does is it allows the business through their equipment to have 4 separate networks. So your point of sale network is different than that customer portal, which is also different from your main network and your employee network. So you can have 4 different networks that all have separated traffic. So you can keep data safe. And also open it up.
Nice. Yeah, I can see why that would be an advantage. And when we're talking about the app, this is something I know that a lot of the folks that we work with at Pioneer, maybe a lot of the folks that listen, whether it's the Command IQ app from Calix or whether it's any of the other great providers out there that provide apps, there's always a struggle. Do I use the name that the vendor has, or do I create my own name like you guys did with my RTC Net? Talk to me just a little bit through that thought process. Has that been the right choice for y'all, and why you decided it needed to be named, have your own individual name? Because there are some advantages, I would think, to sticking with the name from the vendor. Talk us through that thought process and how it's been.
Absolutely. So where we are, we want to make sure that our customers are our customers. We want to be branded fully all the way through. So even our webpage is My RTC Networks. So our app for both the business and the residential and our TV product as well, all are MyRTC. So MyRTC Net, MyRTC Net Pro, MyRTC Voice. So we've really branded, taken that all the way. And we feel like that helps us too with our advertising, and it helps our employees, and they feel very a part of the offerings, part of the team, I guess. And as a cooperative, we want our members to also feel like this is your company. It's not just mine, it's yours as well.
Perfect. And I think that goes to a long way as well when you're talking about that churn factor and keeping the local businesses, because beyond the app, beyond the simplified billing, which I guess we haven't really talked about that much, but beyond that, you guys are doing so much in the local community. There's kind of that, the wireless companies probably not at the Chamber of Commerce meetings, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
So there's a lot beyond that too that you guys are doing as well to kind of be a part of the community and for the community.
Yeah, absolutely. We think that is crucial. One of the big concerns that we all hear about today is cybersecurity.
Right.
And so we make a point, and it's not just me, it's my team, and it's our techs, and it's the other managers, and it's even our utility techs who are on the plow crew will show up in events for us, and they will talk about their job, what they do, how things connect, as far as how we make things work. And we always tie it back to cybersecurity as well. That we do this, we built you fiber, but we're not just bringing the pipe to you, we're also protecting you. So we think that is really important. And so we do that all over our communities.
Perfect. We don't talk about billing a whole lot on a podcast. It's as an audio medium first, and to get into billing too much gets a little, there may be people driving. We don't want them to fall asleep immediately.
No, absolutely not.
But part of what you guys are doing with the churn is or to fight churn on the business side in particular, is simplified billing. Let's talk just a minute about that, if you don't mind, because you guys are kind of streamlining things there.
Absolutely. We found out based on a lot of feedback from our customers and surveys is that, and And we also asked them about what they thought about other companies, but
Sure.
hidden fees, being nickel and dimed, all these added features. Well, I want this. Oh, well, that's an extra $10, you know? So what we've done for both our business and our residential offerings is we've tied all of that together. So the price that you get for your internet is the price that includes everything. It has absolutely, it's your security, it's your Wi-Fi, and it's the pipe, and the experience, the support that comes along with that.
Perfect. Yeah, that sounds like a good approach. Last question I have for you as we're wrapping up here. What advice do you have for somebody? Maybe they already have pretty strong wireless competition in the area. Maybe they don't. But if they're just looking at their business customer base, saying, what can I do to shore up a few things? What advice do you have for those folks, either strategically or as they're executing on some of those ideas?
Absolutely. I think my first piece of advice is always be proactive. Reactive is so much harder on the PR side of things.
True.
So be proactive, be a part of your communities. That goes a long ways, especially in our rural communities. So.
It sounds like even when you think you've communicated it all,
Yes.
keep communicating, keep getting the word out, because
Absolutely.
there's still stuff that they're not going to know.
Yeah, and we're constantly evolving and changing with innovations and maybe not sharing that as we go along on our journey. So.
Perfect. Well, then I'm looking forward to the session. I know everybody else at this conference is looking for the session. So
I hope so.
Thank you for taking the time to share with us today.
Absolutely. Thank you, Andy.
She is Shannon Stafslien. She is the marketing manager at RTC Networks. I'm Andy Johns, your host with Pioneer. And until we talk again, keep telling your story.
Story Connect is produced by Pioneer Utility Resources, a communications cooperative that is built to share your story. Story Connect is engineered by Lucas Smith of Lucky Sound Studio.